Go ahead. Good evening, guests, dedicated faculty, and community members. I am Dr. George A. Vigil, Director of Marketing of California State San Bernardino. We gather here tonight under a beautiful sky amidst the majestic mountains that embrace us. Celebrate the heartbeat a moment to pause, reflect, and express our gratitude who really teach but inspire. Curiosity within our students who challenge them to reach new heights and who stand lifelong friends. At SMSU, we pride ourselves on our commitment to academic excellence, innovation, and diversity. None of this would be possible without our teachers. They are the architects of our future, crafting the minds that will go on to lead, innovate, and make meaningful contributions to our society. Tonight, we celebrate not only their unwavering dedication, their education's profound impact on the lives of countless students. They have shown resilience in the face of challenges, adapted with grace to the landscapes of education and experiences. Their passion, their perseverance, and their profound influence have positively impacted the journey of every student. May we continue to support and cherish them. Thank you for being here tonight to honor the remarkable individuals who teach, guide, and inspire. Let's make this evening a memorable one filled with joy, gratitude, and celebration of the exceptional educators among us. At this time, I would like to invite Robert Levi for a land acknowledgement. He is the California Indian Elder.
Okay. And everybody, I'm Robert Levi. I'm a citizen of the Torres Martinez Desert Kuya Indians. I'm also the California Indian Elder Residence here at CSUSB. Land acknowledgements are we need them to recognize who we are, especially as teachers. I've been a teacher for 40 years, teaching AP US History and CP US History at Sherman Indian High School, Notre Dame High School in Riverside, and Upland High School. My wife also is an elementary teacher who just retired after 33 years of teaching. We're here at CSUSB to promote ethnic studies, especially the American Indian component, since by next year, all the freshmen have to take ethnic studies to graduate in 2029. So it's important that we look to that area to help us. We as American Indians, we also respect and donate sage to wherever we go. So again, it's a blessing, but it is also a burden. Treat it like it would your child. I mean, whoever's going to take it, Dr. Tanaka, or whoever. But again, don't mistreat it because you really don't want to do that. In going to that, let me get to the land acknowledgement. With respect and humility, we gather here to acknowledge, I've got to read this, to acknowledge the Native people who reside here since time immemorial. Regarding the California Indian tribes, the Serrano, let me think about it, I can read it. The Yahavitum, there we go, Iviliwenitum, Payokonwichum, and Tongva, who have all lived here since time immemorial, along with the winged, two, and four-legged peoples, those who crawl, and the insects we do humbly gather and recognize with recognition and gratitude. We also recognize the invasion, American, British, and Russian, and with the continued assimilation process by Mexico. This taken in used to that is necessary for not only ourselves, but I'm sorry, I just read that. We just wrote this last week at the FPC. With the help of those, we understand that the healing process needs to be taken place, and that we do that through education. So again, I thank you for giving me this time to promote this, the land and the people that live here. Hespinachma. Thank you.
At this time, I invite Dr. Aitua Ogiamian, Director of Marketing and College of Education.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to see you. I want to just take. We've been planning for this event, and it's great to see your faces. For a long time, most of you were just email addresses, so it's great to see actual faces. With that being said, thank you for the introduction, George. Our mission at the Watson College is through compassion and collegiality, we are committed to inspire students and serve our community. And I can't think of a better leader right now who's pushing that in our college. Please help me welcome Dr. Dean Naka Domwachukwu. Please come to the stage.
To College Education and College of Natural Science. R. Watson and Judy Rodriguez Watson, College of Education. Celebration of Teaching is a joint event hosted by the Watson College of Education and the College of Natural Sciences. It is a time when we spotlight the teaching profession for this campus. The teaching profession has become, and has always been, a leading force in the construction and development of any civilized society. And it has become also an important workforce pathway. And because of that, we try to engage with you, those who are looking into this profession as a possibility for themselves. And we try to explain this profession to you and answer your questions, and hope that you can join us in this noble profession. Teaching as a profession today in the United States has many challenges that go with it, but it offers great opportunities both at the individual level and at the societal level. Those of you who are looking into possibility of coming into this profession should know that you are coming into a profession where you are highly needed. The teaching workforce today has a crisis of teacher shortage. And it's not improving, it's actually worsening. Studies have shown that within the next few years into the next decade, we are going to be needing to fill up to 100,000 teaching positions annually across the nation. Some of you have seen how the pandemic wreaked havoc on the education profession because many people retired and left the classroom altogether. In fact, the National Center for Education Statistics reported that in 2022, about 44% of American public schools reported needing to fill full-time teaching position, about 44%. The teaching challenge and the teacher shortage problem was much more furthered by the pandemic, where about 51% of the vacancies following the pandemic resulted from resignations, 21% from due retirements. There was a study about 4 years ago that reported that this teacher shortage is higher in certain fields. I was speaking with somebody who is a math major as I was coming in this afternoon. And math is one of the areas where we have the highest shortage. Another area is in the sciences, across the fields of sciences. That's one of the reasons why we do this with natural science, because we've been good allies, trying to produce enough math teachers and science teachers for this region and for the state of California. Another area of dire need is in the areas of special education and bilingual education. I want to call out that we here at CSUSB have made great progress in beginning to put out more Spanish bilingual teachers for this region. Our bilingual program has grown by more than 500%, from just about 10 or so students to training about 30 students. When it began to invest resources to help address the teacher shortage problem. They gave about $500 million towards recruiting new teachers, counselors, social workers, and psychologists. And then about $550 million was given towards teacher residency. And that money has actually been doubled. That money actually allows for teacher candidates to get money to help them do the teaching preparation program full-time as a resident. Our college have successfully worked with Rialto Unified School District, and we just got awarded through Rialto Unified School District $5 million towards teacher residency program. This would allow us to begin to enroll students into that program in the fall of 2025. And this money is to run the program over a 5-year period. And the goal is to accelerate the need, the recruitment, the training, the preparation, and the deployment of teachers into California classrooms. Our college also has successfully partnered with 3 in the area. The superintendent of public instruction and your team. Thank you. And the Riverside County Office of Education, as well as the Orange County Department of Education. I classified is also funded through provide money for staff who are working as classified staff in this district, either as substitute teachers or keepers or TAs in the special program. So we have 50 students currently covered through that program who are in our program right now. The state is working to address the teacher shortage problem, and we're working in tandem with the state. We are the primary credential producing public university in the Inland Empire region. And we also pride ourselves of producing the largest number of teachers for this region compared to any other college of education. So our college, along with the natural sciences, make this effort to engage with you, to present this field of teaching to you as a field that calls for your expertise, your interest, your commitment, your skills, and your talents. We are the engineers of tomorrow's leaders. We cultivate those who will lead tomorrow. Every engineer, every lawyer, every medical doctor goes through you and I as teachers. So what we do is what shapes the society. So in case anybody is doubting the value, the appeal of the teaching field, I want to tell you, you cannot get into any better profession. So this afternoon, I want to say, I'm glad to have you here. I'm proud you're here. We are here to answer all your questions, and we are here to make sure those of you who are students who are still wondering, should I or should I not, that by the end of this day, you will sign up. Thank you.
At this time, it is with great honor and privilege that I introduce Dean of the College of Natural Sciences, Sastry G. Pantula, to the podium.
Well, thank you all for the warm welcome. I am very excited to join you all today in celebration of the truly inspiring teachers. You'll hear several of them today, and wonderful future leaders. We must celebrate teaching every day, as it is truly a foundational and fundamental profession. We are here to celebrate the noble profession of teaching and to reflect on its profound significance in shaping the minds and hearts of generations to come. As you all know, teaching is not merely a profession, it is a calling. A vocation that requires dedication, passion, and unwavering commitment. It is the art of imparting knowledge, nurturing curiosity, help discover new frontiers, and inspiring greatness in others. As educators, we have the privilege and the responsibility to mold young minds, instill values, and empower our students to reach their full potential. We define the future. Looking at all of you, I know our future is brighter. As my father, who was a math teacher, used to say, every structure needs a strong foundation to build on. If the foundation is weak, the building is not going to last long. And every person needs a teacher who lays that strong foundation early and often. He was my role model and inspired me to be a teacher. And in fact, our daughter hopes to be a teacher soon. By the way, our last name Pantula means a teacher, so it's inherited. I know that I can look around each and every one of us and point to a teacher who made us aware of our tremendous potential, who believed in us. So it's no different in our college. Behind every great scientist, a doctor, a health professional, a leader, an educator, an innovator, and researcher was a great teacher who led the way forward. Teachers are the ones who inspire our students, ignite their curiosity, and help understand the world around us. Teachers, you define the future. We define the future. Teaching requires patience, resilience, and a deep sense of empathy. It requires educators to go beyond, to inspire, to motivate, and to uplift their students, even in the face of adversity. It is about creating a supportive and inclusive learning environment where every voice is heard, every question is welcomed, and every student is valued. Yet, despite the challenges, teaching is a profoundly rewarding profession. There is no greater joy than witnessing the spark of understanding in a student's eyes. The moment when they grasp a difficult concept, or the pride they feel about themselves when they achieve success. These moments are priceless. Though the teaching profession is thriving and it continues to grow, more work definitely needs to be done in certain areas. Like the dean mentioned, special education and STEM, science and math, continue to face teaching shortages. Enhancing the diversity among teaching workforce continues to be a challenge. Diversity is essential in creating a vibrant and inclusive science education community. And the signs are bright with the initiatives here, like the Project Impact on our campus, and the NSF grant to provide training in data science, pointing us in the right direction. So the takeaway is this: a lot more young people from diverse backgrounds want to become teachers, and the teacher workforce is getting bigger and more diverse. And we need you, especially STEM majors from the demographics of the Inland Empire. That is a reason to celebrate. We need you. We must continue to invest in excellent teachers from diverse backgrounds. Our future depends on you, the teachers. You have the platform, at least in California, may not be in other states, for promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, and empowering students from all backgrounds to thrive and succeed. So, allow me to thank all of you here today, whether you're a teacher in training, or an educational professional who nurtures a love of learning. I encourage you all to stand strong and keep steady in your path. We all have a role to play and a legacy to ensure for our communities and for our generations to come. The future of education is truly in your hands. We as teachers, as I mentioned, define the future. I also want to thank allies of our teachers like James Watson and Judy Watson Rodriguez, who invest in our teachers. All of you who are attending this event, you are an ally of teaching also. So let us celebrate teachers and teaching. Let us celebrate teaching each and every day, all year long. Let us celebrate all of you. Go Yotis!
At this time, I invite our keynote speaker, Dr. Erica Tejeda, Principal of Liberty High School, to the podium. Thank you.
Cohort 9? Yes. Y'all are a little tired. We're going to have to, be a little excited here. I would like to thank each and every one of you for being here. I know that when you're required to be here for a class, it's not as exciting, and you're here for credit. So hopefully you get something out of, what I have to share with you this afternoon. And it is truly a pleasure to be with you. So thank you to Cal State San Bernardino for inviting me to do this today. It is a great honor for me. I am also a Coyote. And so there's a lot of appreciation, and I'm very humble to everybody who's here. So once again, my name is Erica Tejeda. I am the proud principal of Liberty High School. I had the opportunity to open up a new high school, part of the Paris Union High School District in Winchester. I say it's in America because not everybody there looks like me. And so I will go into much more detail about who I am, and I'll try to speed this up to get us back on track. So first of all, I want to start with my why, and I will end with my why. Obviously I don't know how to do this. So there we go. I just talk and okay, there we go. So in order to understand where I'm going, I need to acknowledge and appreciate my journey that was like, it's a pretty good paycheck. I get weekends and holidays off. I get to spend time with my children. I get to be around people that I like. I'm high school. I don't like little kids or middle school, so God bless all of you that do that. So thank you for that. But, what do you do? So I'm you why I do what I do. First of all, I was born to Francisco Tejeda and Rosario Barba. My father, as an immigrant, studied in the University of Mexico City, and when he came to the United States, he became a janitor and worked multiple jobs to help his children. My mother, Rosario Barba, was a farm worker in Corona, California. On Fridays, that community could only swim in the public pool on Fridays because they would clean it as soon as the Mexicans got out of the pool. Facts, look that up. I am the youngest of 5 siblings and the only girl. I can tell you I can fight like nobody else because I got beat up by my brothers very often. I almost did not graduate from high school because relationships and mentorships matter. Okay? I'm the first in my family to obtain a college degree. My why is that I am the single mother to 3 amazing humans. We go from them being my babies to them being punks to them just being those kids that eat my food. But those are my kids and I love them. My daughter graduated from the New York Film Academy in 3 years with her bachelor's degree. My son is finishing his first year at Concordia University, and I have a 14-year-old that we're going into high school. They are my why. They're the why that I set the foundation so that they don't have to struggle the way I did, so that I can pave the way and help them navigate the systems that I did not know how to navigate because there weren't people in my life that helped me do that. And I try to be the person that I needed to be. Sorry about this is my fault. I try to be the person that I needed to be when I was a student. You know, I was an invisible student. It didn't matter whether I showed up to class or not. The teacher didn't care. I had teachers say, oh, you know, why are you here? You should be, you know, go home and have babies. That's what you people do. People who look like you don't need to be in school. And so, you know, after a while, you begin to believe that narrative. You begin to believe that you don't belong. You begin to believe that nobody looks like you and you can never obtain those goals. So my education is, I went to Catholic school. Very typical of first-generation families. My mom and dad wanted to give us the best foundation they could. And so K-8, I went to Catholic school. My parents were janitors, worked bingo, did everything they could in order for us to afford that education. I went to Paris High School. I am a strong Paris High School graduate. And that's the district that I work in. I always wanted to give back to the community that in part set me up for failure, but in part gave me the fire I needed to do the things I needed to do in life. With that is where I understood that I was a first-generation Chicana, and I'll explain that to you all. Growing up, when you have duality of being a Mexican-American, you are not, I was never American enough for my friends. We celebrated Dia de los Muertos, we celebrated Christmas Eve and not Christmas Day. We had different traditions that my friends did not understand. Yet I would go to Mexico and they would say, oh, here comes the gringa, here comes the pocha, oh, look how she speaks Spanish. And so it's that duality that you have to navigate, that dualism. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it could be very discouraging or empowering. You have to pick what your poison is going to be and how you're going to use that to align yourself for the future. Because only you can shape that to write your own story and tell your own narrative. But I had an opportunity to go to a Chicana conference, and when I saw people, I was like, these are my people. This is where I belong. That's where I found that fellowship. I went to Mount San Jacinto Community College because I was told people like me did not belong in college. I was told I was a waste of time. So I was like, let's just see what happens. My mom said, you know, you can't. We can't afford to pay your tuition. What are you going to do? And I'll talk about that a little bit more, my trajectory, the workforce. I came to Cal State San Bernardino, received my bachelor's in Spanish with an emphasis in literature and linguistics. Soon thereafter, I became a single mother, and I went to National University, and I would love to pay homage to Dr. Huff, who was one of my professors. We won't say 20 plus years ago, because I'm telling you I'm a little old, but he was my professor, and let's give him a hand. And let me tell you about the impact of this man. I still remember a certain lesson he had that shook me to my core. And I carried that with me. And so, Dr. Huff, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you. Educators matter, right? Then I went to Cal State San Bernardino, and I loved teaching, but I didn't like how I was treated as a teacher. So after 11 years, I decided if you're not part of the solution, then you're the problem. And so I came back to Cal State San Bernardino and got my master's degree in educational administration. And then I got my doctorate through Cal State San Bernardino as well. So I am a yoke for life, friends, a yoke for life. With that, I want to talk about my work history a little bit. So during high school, I had 3 jobs because for my family, it was more important that I can contribute than that I would go to college. So I worked 3 jobs. I had to help my family pay bills. If I wanted something, I bought it myself because it was a hindrance for my family. And so I kind of just figured it out. And you know, Cal State San Bernardino is an HSI, and most of the students, that's what we do. We are commuter students. We don't have the luxury, right? We don't have the luxury that I allowed my kids to have. And that's what happens, right? So that was what I did for them. It wasn't a priority for me. After graduation, I became a classified substitute. So I started as a crossing guard, playground supervisor. My friends are going to the beach, and I'm sitting there crossing elementary school kids. Because I had it. My mom said, people are always going to have babies. You should go get a job at the school district. Okay, Mom, it's 105, but we will do that. I became a crossing guard, playground supervisor. I became a teacher's aide, receptionist, permanent employee. I was making $4.25 an hour. Do you realize how amazing that was? My friends, $4.25. We all aged ourselves, those of us that are very happy. We were making $4.25 an hour. I became a bilingual clerk typist, a school secretary, community aide, and then I got a job with the Paris Union High School District as a Spanish teacher. $36,000 a year. I made a photocopy of my contract. My parents cried. They could not believe that I was going to be making $36,000 a year. They couldn't believe it. And my first day in class, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like, what is this? These kids? I'm a kid. We won't talk about that experience. Best experience looking back now of my life. I was a Spanish teacher, an activities director. I became an assistant principal and then a principal. Administration. So I was an assistant principal for 3 years at Paris High School. I did 1 year in middle school, and I think I cried every day. Those kids are not my friends. We were not friends. One day I would listen to meditation music, and the next minute I was listening to trap music. I needed something to help me get ready for the day because they were going to eat me alive. Thank you, sir, for what you do with middle school students. It's not me. Not me. They were asking me why I'm crying. I'm asking them why they're crying. We were not okay. But the teachers were amazing in middle school. Somebody I will never, ever, ever be, ever. I did 1.5 years at Heritage High School, if you are familiar with that in Menifee. Then I became a principal 1.5 years at Heritage High School, and I've been at Liberty High School for 3.5 years. We have our first graduating class, and I was in there from the trailer watching the school be built. And you have to understand that for somebody who suffers greatly from imposter syndrome, that challenges themselves from the every day they were in the classroom that someone was going to walk in and tell me, you're a fake, you shouldn't be here. From hearing people like you don't belong here, from saying, oh, you're the teacher? Because not going to lie, the chola comes out. If you know from time to time. It just is what it is. Like she just comes out of the pocket and we just have to have a conversation. The foot goes out, it all happens. And so from there to open up a new high school, right? To create this narrative for people who look like me. For parents who say, usted habla español. And I say, sí, señora. And they're like, oh my God, thank you so much. Those are the things, that's why we do what we do, right? So to be a teacher, it was the best job I ever had. And it's not weekends and holidays off. It's you taking, if you're in high school, hundreds of papers to grade on the weekend and then just taking them back to school because you didn't get time, right? It is those things. But being a teacher, I created the best relationships. Okay, so I have a couple tips for you. This is high school only, but a couple tips for you. One of them is enjoy your job, right? It's the best job. You're literally, please don't think like actual physically, but you are literally touching and shaping the lives of our future. Don't touch kids ever. Please don't. Don't do it. Do not touch kids ever. You're going to have to do a little side hug. You will not shake hands. You will do knuckles. I had a student that I didn't realize liked to put his hands in his pants and then would shake hands. And welcome to education. And so I do knuckles or elbows. So if anything you learned today is don't shake hands. Stick to the agenda. It is not about your personal agenda, friends. You are constantly being recorded in this day and age. You need to, it's illegal, but students record you. You need to stick to the agenda that you get paid to do. Now, I added, as a Spanish teacher, I added Afro-Latino culture. I added different things to the agenda that had to do with the content that I was teaching. But my political, my religious, my views, I kept them in here. Because that's not what you get paid to do, right? You are a master of your craft. That's why we're in education. We're masters at what we do. And if everybody could do it, we wouldn't have a teacher shortage. Okay? Every day is a job interview. If you are a substitute teacher, I'm telling you, people are watching you. I have had teachers, I've had the honor to hire all of the staff at Liberty High School. And I have hired multiple substitute teachers because every day is a job interview. It's your interaction, it's how you carry yourself, it's your relationship with students, it's how people talk about you. If you're in elementary, it's how the playground supervisor's talking about you. It's how you treat the secretary. She's your best friend. Be nice to her because she will make you or break you before you become tenured, okay? So I didn't put that up there because I don't want to get in trouble, but that's your friend. They like chocolate. Know who you are, remember where you came from, and be the person you needed when you were in school. That's what should drive what you do. You need to be clear that who you are is not compromised, that you are not compromising your work ethic and your integrity. Because I'm going to tell you that you're going to have very challenging days where you're going to doubt why you are in this profession, why you are in debt, why you are doing what you are doing. And I'm going to tell you, you have to remember your why. Why are you doing it? Because there's days now that I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus, do I really want to do this? You know, this is a job I prayed for, and I just want to win the lottery. You know, I got to play, but, you know, I just want to win the lottery. And so there's some trying times. Remember why. Remember to keep your nose clean, your hands to yourself, and don't pop off on parent emails, because that's all bad for you, right? Everyone is looking to create Instagram pages about their teachers now. I deal with it on the daily, right? So be the person you needed. Make sure at the end of the day you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, did I do okay? Did I compromise my work ethic and my integrity? Can I go to sleep with the decisions I made, right? And I'm trying to keep us on track. So I'm going to end with my why. So this is a picture my daughter took of me when I defended my dissertation with my Educated Chicana shirt. So I keep that picture because she made my chin like 3 sizes too small, and so it's one of the best pictures I have. But let's read this. It says, my work, the work is a constant tribute to my ancestors. The fierce women who paved the way for me to be who I am have guided me where I am and drive where I am going. I, Doctora Erika del Rosario Tejeda, am living their wildest dreams, and that's why I do what I do. Thank you all so much. I can read lips too. Are there any questions? If not, that's okay.
We do have time for 2 questions.
Look, I'm sweating like a sinner in church up here, but yes, sir.
Similar background. I'm actually undocumented, so at times I do feel alone in the process of becoming an educator. So did you ever feel alone yourself when you're going through all this studying and being the first generation, and I'm sure also dealing with the haters and stuff like that, particularly with your family?
My family, some of my family members drink the haterade, right? It is, especially in our culture, it's, oh, ahí viene la creída, she thinks she's too good for us, look, she's going to college now, she thinks she's better than everybody else. Ooh, did you just see the big word she used? And so I made myself small for such a long time, and I refuse to make myself small to make other people feel bigger. Like, if I don't have a seat at the table, I'm gonna bring my own table because I don't need to sit with you, right? But the other thing, oh, thank you. But the other thing, it's very lonely when we are dealing with our cultural dynamics. And I say that because, it's difficult, especially if you're a first generation, especially if you come from a family of poverty, right? Especially when you're trying to do better than yourself and you don't have that support. And a lot of times it's not that our parents don't support us, they just don't know how. And there was fear. My mother had this great fear of me failing. She was fearful that I want to do all of these things, and she didn't know how to help me to navigate any of it. And so it's very lonely. There's times that I'm lonely now. I told you, being very transparent, I suffer greatly from imposter syndrome. Am I good enough to be where I am at? Not to brag, but I am actually the secondary principal of the year for the state of California. And when I tell you that I've gone to certain places, and no one has spoken to me. When people have told me, oh, where did you learn how to speak English so well? And I'm like, Sesame Street? Just joking, I was born here. I don't know. Or, oh, you code switch to white girl really well when you speak properly. And so those are those micro and macro aggressions that we constantly deal with. Or you're too young to do this, And so you have to remember who you are. And again, that's what helps me. I have to remember that I need to be the person that I needed. And sometimes I'm the only cheerleader for some of my students. And I call all of my students my kids. Once they graduate from high school, we can be friends, not before. But I've gone to graduations I have flown because nobody was there for a graduation from the Air Force. I know Dr. Betters does a lot for her students as well. I've gone to police academy graduations, baby showers. This is my community, and a lot of my kids are now teachers. And so it's very lonely, and the more you are in education and the more educated you become, your circle gets smaller. And I tell people, my circle is so small that my shadow hides from me from time to time, okay? And if you know, because there's always somebody there willing to take you down. So don't post on social media, make your social media extremely private. They're not your friends. I cannot tell you how many investigations I have to do because of social media. You're going to do amazing, and you're going to continue to make your ancestors proud, because you sitting here, they never would have imagined that. So it's your parents' sacrifice. You're making it all worth it, my friend. Any more questions? Yes, sir. You can yell. I can yell. We can yell. Or not. Sorry.
Hi there. I'm currently a sub at Cajon High School, but the last 3 years I've purposely been subbing in some of the most challenging districts purposely. And while there is diversity training and it is beneficial, something that we teach here at the college setting is more being socially aware that these diversities or these isms are created due to social and economical issues. Is there any way that we can be more inclusive and more understanding of the students and help educate them in being more aware of those issues and understand why there's these isms being created in the first place? And can we possibly update and modernize the curriculum so they're not falling asleep in the classrooms?
Well, I'm going to be very honest with you. I've never had students fall asleep in my classroom. But how I am here, it is a whole show, right? It is, teachers, you're a show. And so 0 period, I had music going on. And what I'm going to tell you, my friend, is part of being a human being is being human. And it is understanding that our students, our kids, come to us with invisible backpacks. And they're carrying so much with them every single day that we don't know. And to be honest with you, as a mandated reporter, sometimes you don't want to know. And you have to take kids for the fact that they showed up to school is probably a huge gain for many of our students just showing up, right? And so if they're falling asleep in class, it has to do, we don't know what their home life is like. And a lot of times it's just talking to students. I can't affect curriculum. I have teachers that are using, copies from 30 years ago that we have to have conversations about. That's the world, right, that we live in. And so it is just affecting change with you, who you are. And, there's that saying that people don't know how much you care until you show them. And so it's showing up every day for them, it's being there for them, and it's listening. And when you have your own classroom, it's checking the temperature as kids walk in the door. How are you? Are you okay? You weren't here yesterday. I always had food in my classroom, and I probably went way over I needed, and I'm so sorry, but that's what happens to me. But I always had food and snacks for my students. Kids are hungry. And we forget that, we have the car, the heater, we have all of these things, and not all of our kids come to us with that. So I think part of it, sir, is just making sure that, that you are present. Being present and not chastising them. And if they're falling asleep, it's having a conversation with the administration or the counselor to find out what's going on in the home. And I think they're gonna pull me off now, but psst, sir, psst, we're done. All right, thank you all so much for your time. I appreciate you. I didn't put my contact information because, I don't even know why. I'm not going to give you an excuse. But if you look up Erica Tejeda, Liberty High School, you can email me. I can help you out. If you have any questions, you need any guidance like that, I am here for you. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you.
Before I introduce our next speaker, feel free to grab some food and some refreshments. At this time, I invite Director of Project Impact, Dr. James Huff.
Good afternoon, everybody. I was sitting on my chair there, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to speak after this presentation? I was asking my colleagues, aren't you guys lucky I'm going second? First off, I want to thank our deans for putting this together. Let's give them a hand if you don't mind. Also, I always have to give thanks to the staff here. Our marketing director, Atois, Miss Sheila, Miss Arlena, Miss Delphine. We got to give them a hand on that piece, because none of this can happen without them. So, I know we're running out of time. I'm going to make this quick. I am the director of Project Impact. That is a vision that our dean at our college had when he came to Cal State San Bernardino. And in that vision was to have an intentional outreach so that we can go out and recruit men of color to become teachers in the K through 12 classroom. I know what it's like to not see a man of color in the classroom, because you're looking at one right here, right? So when I'm in the classroom and I'm trying to figure out how can I recognize what's going on in the curricula, the one gentleman asked, how can we create a lesson that the students can be excited about? Well, we find their funds of knowledge. We get to know our students. We have that social emotional learning at the beginning. We communicate with our students. So that's what we do here at Project Impact. I go out and recruit men of color, and I try to guide them. And as a retired administrator, I retired from UCR. I was over there. I retired from the school district at Harupa as an administrator for Patriot High School. And now I'm wonderfully here to work with this beautiful staff and to go out and create new teachers like all of you. If you are interested in that piece, please come and see us. But what I want to share with you, we know that in this initiative, we have to increase our representation in the classroom. So real quick, I only got 5 minutes. What I'm going to do is ask you, if you're interested in Project Impact, some of the benefits is you have me. And I tell all my students, I'm with you for life. I'll be with you through your induction period. I'll guide you through the credential program. I'll lead you through how do you get past your standardized testing. All of my students have my cell phone. They can text me anytime. I communicate with our administrators at the school. I help them 100% to get through this program. So I ask any of our men of color, if you're interested, if you want that guidance from a retired administrator, come and join our Project Impact and really make a difference in so many young people that never see themselves in front of that classroom. So with that being said, I'm going to ask some of our Project Impact students are here right now. Can I have you guys stand up? And we are a fraternity. We are a fraternity of excellence. So when the dean and all the staff asked me to become the director of Project Impact, I said, look, we have a mission, because we have to make sure that we put wonderful, beautiful, heartfelt teachers out there in front of these young people. Because we know historically, if one of us do something wrong, all of us are punished. So we have to really make sure that our Project Impact students, graduates, teachers, really go out and inspire the next generation so that one day they can be on this podium and have a wonderful introduction like the doctor just said a few minutes ago. With that being said, that's my presentation. Do I have any questions? No questions? I know we're on a timeline. Thank you very much, everybody.
At this time, I invite Anne Marie Sakerkopf, COO of Growing Inland Empire.
That is a really big picture of me and a little intimidating, I must say. But that's a little better. All right. So I am Anne-Marie Sakerkopf. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Growing Inland Achievement. We're an educational nonprofit here in the Inland Empire serving all of you. And my role today is to provide a little data about what's happening in education in our region, so you recognize that teaching, yes, is a profession that is viable for our region. I'm going to go through these slides pretty quickly because we want to make sure that you have enough time for the breakout sessions in just a moment. Up first, I highlighted a couple things, right? There are a lot of school districts in our region, by the way, right? I don't know if you realize how many. So that's Riverside, San Bernardino County. There are over 1 million students. It's a lot of lives that you can help influence every single day. Another interesting statistic, I think, for this group, right, is that our students in the Inland Empire, like yourselves, many of yourselves, are first generation, would be considered first generation college students. And that comes with a lot of supports that they need in order to be successful. So whatever area, elementary, middle school, high school that you choose to go into, they all need that support to continue to grow in their future. Because our region, unfortunately, 1 in 4 students don't have some college and don't finish. They don't have those mentorships to actually finish. We also have a 29% college going rate, meaning 29% of our population finish. Many of you are almost there. Congratulations. We're very excited to have you join our economy. And yet it means that those students you would be influencing is part of this next growth of our economy. The arrow points to where teaching lives in this census data gets very murky very quickly, but believe it or not, educators, teachers are listed under government employees because they are funded by the government through school districts, right? You'll note that the blue line is currently where we're at, how many educators, and then the yellow line is where it's going to continue to grow. So of the sectors in our region, educators is going to continue to grow. And so I'll note that of the populations, of the occupations, that are available, elementary teachers, middle school teachers, substitute teachers, pretty much any teacher is listed in the top of occupations available in our region. So yes, teaching is a viable option for our region. I do very quickly want to mention what Growing Inland Achievement is because it may be a resource for many of you. You just heard a wonderful introduction to Project Impact. I am proud to say that GIA was one of the first funders of Project Impact. So that's what we get to do. We get to bring resources to this region. We help with research, as I just presented, and we also help bring folks together to talk about important issues for our region, like teaching events. Our vision is that by 2035, San Bernardino and Riverside County will be a thriving community, and that is because of all of you in this room. I'm gonna skip over a few things. If you want more information about some of the projects and programs and opportunities, that's our website. Here's a QR code. Snap a shot if you want it. What I will share with you while this is up briefly is also my story, right? This is personal to me. I grew up just a few streets down from this college. Local girl. My very first job was a substitute teacher in San Bernardino City Unified. And, you know, I think that teaching is one of those professions that, you know, it's a calling, right? So many of the people at this table up here, obviously current teachers, right, given the applause, they understand what that calling means. My mom, unfortunately, passed last year, and she was an educator in San Bernardino City Unified for over 30 years. At her service, there were so many teachers and former students because she was important to so many people besides just our family. And that's what I hope for all of you when you go into teaching. Let me also just quickly put up my QR code. So if you want to get in touch with me, some of the resources we provide is support around financial aid, helping you to get that financial aid for you to go on for your credential. We can make connections with other school districts who are also involved in Project Impact and other grants. So please don't hesitate to reach out. If I can at least direct you in some way, I'm happy to do it. That's part of my job. So with that, I don't know if there are any questions, but I'm happy to turn it back over so we can move forward with the program.
At this time, I invite the Associate Director of the Riverside School District, Wilson Cuellar, to the podium.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much to the university for the invitation. My name is Wilson Cuellar. I'm the Assistant Director of Personnel, Certificated Personnel with the Riverside Unified School District. Just I want to thank you again. It's always great to come back to my university also, as I'm a lifelong Coyote as well. So excellent for me to be here with all of you. Just a couple of things about Riverside Unified School District. We're very grateful for the School of Education here with Cal San Bernardino, as many of our educators in Riverside Unified are trained and nurtured, and with our partnership here with Cal State San Bernardino. So we thank the university for providing amazing teachers, administrators, support staff for our students. We are continuously at Riverside Unified School District seeking educators who are eager to wholeheartedly dedicate themselves in maintaining engaging and learning environments for all of our students. We value each student, their diverse cultures, their backgrounds. We are dedicated to implementing inclusive practices. When you think about your mission, your why, as Dr. Tejeda shared, at Riverside Unified School District, it's so important for us to employ and make part of our family educators who will value diversity, will understand that you are a beacon of hope for our students. You know, we often think of growing up, who are the heroes? You know, I'm involved quite a bit in the selection of Teachers of the Year. And when I read the essays from our teachers, they often say, growing up, my favorite teacher was this person. Or growing up, I was inspired by my favorite teacher. And although we love to have nurses, doctors, attorneys, we don't really talk about my favorite doctor growing up was, or my favorite nurse, or my favorite attorney. It's always the teacher. And when we celebrate teaching, when we're here today, I'm inspired by you. I'm motivated. You give me my hope to continue working the good fight that I have. So I love being here. I'm thankful for you. When you consider your choices, know this. You are getting ready to embark on a journey to touch the lives of many, many students. Wherever you may end up, our students deserve the best educator, wherever that child is, in whatever region, in our counties and our cities. they deserve the best teacher that you can have. And as you consider Riverside Unified as a possible landing spot, just understand that we also value what more than likely are your values. So we will be having some openings in our school district for multiple subject credentials, multiple subject positions, special education, and various other positions. Please check out the district webpage for any openings that we will have, or come see me afterwards. I have additional information. And lastly, I wanted to just share with you also, as you consider joining any school district, one of the highlights and benefits that we have with Riverside Unified is our professional growth systems. Every brand new teacher that joins Riverside Unified will have a dedicated mentor that is also credentialed in your credential area, walking with you for 2 years, monitoring, inspiring you, conducting model lessons, being able to go out and observe other teachers. This person will help you through your induction program, and it's all sponsored by the school district in Riverside. So as you consider your choices, which I know you will have many choices, please take a look at Riverside Unified and see if this is an area, a school district that could possibly meet your values, your ethics, and your passion as well. Thank you so much. Please come see me afterwards. We have some information for you. Thank you.
At this time, I invite Principal of San Bernardino Unified School District, Dr. Robert Morales.
Thank you very much. So yes, Robert Morales. I currently have the privilege of serving as principal of Cesar E. Chavez Middle School, which is like 5 minutes from here. So if you're a baseball fan, literally Western Regionals, we share the same fence line. So in the fall, we get kids from other states just talking to us, and we just get to kind of shoot the air, if you will, in the fall. And man, it's so hot out here. How do you guys do it? August in San Bernardino, right? It can get a little difficult for us. But anyway, we're about kids, right? There's a theme here, relationships, right? Can you feel that? Because I don't know about you, but I'm inspired, and actually had the privilege of sitting next to the keynote speaker, which before I even knew it was the keynote speaker, right? So thank you for your message, Dr. Tejeda. I appreciate that. Yes, education, gosh, you're here for a reason. Whether it was your calling or maybe your parents' calling, right? You're all here for a reason, and it's about giving back to your community. And one of the things that I'm most proud of, and these two people don't even know I'm going to do this, but Ms. Barajas and Mr. Osuna, they're both in the room. They actually do some work as part of their credential programs on my campus. So they're giving back, touching the lives of our students. Not physically touching, right? We went over that already. As a principal, yes, you learn the side hugs super quick. You learn how to do that. It becomes an art. And yes, lots of fist bumps, right? But that's what we do, right? We touch the lives of students every day, right? That's what we do. And we're about impact, we're about relationships. And that's what San Bernardino City Unified is about. So you're probably thinking, why in the world is a principal here talking to us right now? Well, I recently, I actually serve, before I get to that part, I serve as an ambassador, and I work with our Director of Human Resources, Ms. Dion Clark. As an ambassador, we go out recruiting, we go to different universities, and this is an opportunity for me. Because I actually went to school here, so right? I graduated from here in 2000. Thank you. Before this came along, I didn't even know this was a thing until today, right? So some of you are like, oh my gosh, he's old, right? So this is where I met my wife, right? And I just sent her a picture of the student union. It looks completely different right now. I think you can get pizza in the student union now. It's just very, very different. This school has grown, but it's always been part of our backyard. And I want to instill that aspect of relationships with you all, because I know you're trying to figure things out. What do I want to do, right? San Bernardino City Unified, we're hiring. We are hiring more than you can imagine, right? So teachers, right? Not just on the certificated side, but also the classified ranks as well. So instructional tutors, right? So special ed teachers, counselors, psychologists, speech and language pathologists. We've got it all. A lot of availabilities. You just need to figure out what level, right? And you heard me say earlier, middle school principal. We are a special breed. Yes, we are. So all those crazy things that high schoolers know and do, and middle schoolers are doing it too, right? Social media is another one of those things. Well, we use our social media platform to also market our school district. So if you come see us out in the lobby there, I have some information for you, just share some details about our school district. The pay is very competitive, includes benefits, those kinds of things. And I'll tell you, when I started as a teacher in 2001 at Lincoln Elementary School down there on 13th and close to Arrowhead, right? $37,000, right? It's a lot more than that now. One of my first jobs, as we're on the notion of wages, I worked in the bookstore here on campus, $4.42 an hour. Can you imagine that? So when it was $4.25, I was making $4.42, right? So I was in the money, okay, at 19 years old, right? And I know some of you are probably about that age as well, right? Or not, that's okay. It's about humble beginnings and getting started somewhere, right? So you have opportunity to impact others, and I'd like to be a part of your journey. So my journey is actually taking me into human resources. So I'm gonna finish out the school year at Cesar Chavez Middle School, and actually you two are one of the first to actually know when my official departure date is. So I'm gonna finish out the year, and I'll take over as Assistant Director of Human Resources, so yes. So if you have any questions for me personally, you wanna hear more about my story, and then of course more about our district, I'd be happy to share with you out in the lobby. So thank you very much for your time.
At this time, we're going to begin the drawing, waiting for Arlena. Okay, 1 second. While we get situated, there's food and refreshments. Put this up. This is going to be a team effort. Arlena's voice is going out, so she elected me to jump on in. We'll make it a little fun. The number for this USB hub is 766343. Once again, that is 766343. Skylar Dill. Oh. 766-343.
You got it? That's you?
Come on up. Okay, let me do this so I don't get. Congratulations. Would you like to give it to a student here?
You know what? Let me go ahead and leave this up here. Let me go
want to give it to a student? I would like to give it to a student.
Thank you. So for the next drawing, 766307. It's a keyboard, a travel keyboard, very small, compact. Once again, that is 766307. The next number is 766327. Once again, that is 766327. The next number is 766270. Oh, congratulations. Once again, that is, it's 766270. So, and then 270, so she, yeah. Yep. Okay. That worked out? Okay. The next number is 766335. Once again, that is 766335. The next number is 766289. The next number is 766240. Once again, that is 766240.
That is yours?
Yeah. Congratulations. Let me go get
Okay, everyone, so we're going to start doing the breakout sessions. We're not over yet. So you'll have the opportunity to speak to some of our alum who are current teachers in the classroom. So I'm going to name the teachers and the classroom. So we have in 215, which is on the second floor, this is for our science, math, and PE. It's Veronica Gutierrez. She's over there. Veronica Gutierrez, so you can follow Veronica Gutierrez for math, science, and PE. Then we, for room 216, that was for elementary, but elementary will stay here. So anyone interested in teaching elementary, you can stay here. And then we have Juan Carlos Luna, who will be speaking here as well. So you can stay. English. Anyone interested in teaching English? In 217, the classrooms are also on your agenda, but English is Ryan Warren. There she is over there, Ryan Warren. So you can all follow Ryan Warren. And Dr. Jordan Fulham is also with her as a moderator there. In 218, social science, Oscar Urena. Oscar, he's over there with Dr. Mark Rowan. And in 207 and 28, art and music, Robin Holtz. Robin Holtz, she's over here. Y'all can follow her with Mari Carmen. And 210, 211, world languages. This is our Spanish and French. If you're interested in Eva Morales. Eva Morales. With the pink, Yolanda has it. Eva Morales. Eva Morales. And then 219, special education, Danielle Scott. Danielle Scott, who's over on this with Dr. Shannon Sparks as a moderator. And they'll be in room 219. So the breakout rooms are on your agenda. If you don't mind, go into your breakout rooms, and then you'll have the opportunity to speak to our current teachers in the field and also our alum. Thank you so much.
Someone's like, damn, he comes like that, brings that in. No, I just got that last month. I mean, I cried. I got a PowerPoint for you guys, but I guess what, you guys get your not adult drinks, right? Get your beverages, excuse me. There's no more beverages? Oh, and then nice. I like you. I'm gonna start off. Hi.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Multiple Subjects Room. I'm Dr. Pete Smith. I'm the Multiple Subjects Credential Program Coordinator. I'm especially excited to see some of our program. I'm especially excited to have some prospective students and folks who are interested in becoming teachers. I want to introduce to you, though, Juan Carlos Luna. Juan Carlos Luna was born in Oaxaca, Mexico. He grew up in a single-family household in San Bernardino, California. Mr. Luna attended Little Creek Elementary, Richardson Prep High, and graduated with honors from San Gorgonio High School, class of 1998. He then went on to the California State University, San Bernardino, where he graduated in 3.5 years to receive his BA in Liberal Studies in 2002. We got some Liberal Studies folks in the house, too. He later on received his master's degree in education from CSUSB in 2004. He then decided that he would like to one day become a principal. So he returned to school and received his second master's degree in educational administration in 2006. He holds 3 teaching credentials, a B-Clad, Clad, and administration. He is busy, busy, busy. Mr. Luna served as the first ASI Vice President of University Affairs from 2001 to 2003. He served on the Student Union Program Board from 2001 to 2003. He was the mastermind behind the ASI Movie Night and was the person responsible for saving the CSUSB Children's Center when it was going to close its doors in 2002. In addition, he served on the committee for the new Recreation Center at CSUSB. He also served on the EOP Alumni Board at CSUSB. In 2007, at 27 years old, he became the youngest principal in Southern California in San Bernardino. Mr. Luna is currently entering his 20th year in education and currently teaches 5th grade in Rialto Unified. Mr. Luna has been involved as an official with high school sports for the past 25 years. He officiates wrestling, softball, track and field, and football. On the weekends, he moonlights as a DJ for weddings, Sweet 15 and Sweet 16 birthday parties. Finally, Mr. Luna is currently enrolled as a full-time student at CSUSB, trying to earn his Doctor of Education degree in educational leadership, okay? Mr. Luna and his college sweetheart of 24 years, Patricia Luna, currently lives in San Bernardino. They have 2 daughters, Alexa Michelle and Eileen Danielle Luna. Welcome. Juan Carlos Luna.
Thank you. Technical difficulties, we'll get it for you. Juan Carlos Luna, mucho gusto. Thank you for that lovely introduction. I got this, one of the coolest awards. I cried for days. I got inducted into the Hall of Fame for the College of Ed, the Rodriguez Watson College of Ed. And I started thinking about Biggie Smalls. And he has a song called Juicy. And he says, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, when I was that broke, I couldn't picture this. So I started thinking just about all the humble beginnings. But I want to say something to you guys. Today's about you, celebrating you. You are the icons of the future. We need you. Seriously, we need you in education. We need you to come out. These students need you badly. I know right now it's going through a lot of issues and concerns, but they need you. They need to be inspired by your stories. And I know today a couple of things I was going to say. It's about the do's and don'ts. Do build relationships with your students. Please do. Trust them. They love you. They respect you. I'll give you an example. A couple of years back, I had an African-American young man. He was considered one of the most disciplined students of all time. His name was Zaquarius. And Zaquarius, the first day he came to my class, he says to me, "You're racist." And I'm like, "What? How?" "Because you Mexican." I'm like, "What?" Because you Mexicans are all racist. I'm like, "No." So then we started teaching a teachable moment in a lesson. Do stories. Like I have this thing every morning called Chisme Caliente. Because sometimes you're coming in tired, and I'm like, "Hey everybody, I got a Chisme Caliente." And they're like, "What?" "Make it educational." So this was the Chisme Caliente we did 2 days ago. I said, "Boys and girls, guess what? I got Chisme Caliente." Like, "What is it, Mr. Luna?" I go, "Your Cheetos, your Takis, guess what? There's an assembly bill, 2910. It's about to pass. You will no longer be bringing that to class." Like, "What?" So then we did a teachable moment. We started talking about the product that it has, the salt, the calories, the fat. And they're like, "Wow." So we were able to implement that. Technology, please, do not be afraid of technology. Technology is amazing. Due to the technology that we do, in class, we always do a lot. We do a lot of writing. Writing is big. Our principal has been really cool on the lesson plans. So let me tell you about lesson plans. I aspired again to become a superintendent one day. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my principals, do not require lesson plans. Lesson plans, yeah, thank you. Can we get a clap on that? Lesson plans. I was talking to Dr. Morales about that. Lesson plans, really? I mean, that's just for the principal. I don't need to see that. Let's face it, principals, when I was a principal, I wasn't looking at lesson plans. That's just paper for you to do, pushing on paper on you. We need to do what's right for our teachers. How do we keep you in the classroom? How do we keep you inspired? How do we keep you motivated to continue doing what you do? Sometimes we don't know what to do. I'll tell you this, and I learned a lot as a young principal. Being the youngest principal in Southern California was one of the coolest things of my life. I was 27 years old, but the one thing that I regret is that my wife, at the time I was a newlywed, 2006, I got principal the next year. My wife was not a priority. And I tell her every day, sorry for doing that to you, because that would never happen. She will always be the priority. And now, what we do now to make her a priority is we take 6 vacations a year. So when people say, well, you work a lot. So let me tell you what I do. My mom, a single mom, we grew up very, very poor. We had tacos de sal, no nutritional value, beans and rice always. But we would go window shopping. We would go to the mall, and my mom was like, don't even look at it, we can't afford it. So there was a time I did tell my mom that I hated her because we were poor. Shame on me for doing that. I reflect on that. And I tell that story to my students. But don't ever take your parents for granted. Because sometimes we know that students, we don't know what they're coming in, but a lot of our students are coming in. I had a situation with a student. The student was homeless, living on the street, living on the car with his mom. They didn't want to say anything until I found out from another student. We gave him the help, we got him a hotel for a month, and then he left our district. Don't know what happened to the young man, but we were there for them. Think about that. You are the gatekeepers of these children. You are the ones who are going to inspire. Cal State San Bernardino gave me the best education to be a teacher, gave me the best education to be a principal. And right now, next year, si Dios quiere, God willing, I'll get my doctorate degree from the very prestigious Rodriguez Watson College of Ed, cohort 16. And let me tell you, it's been challenging, because not only am I a full-time student, I'm a full-time teacher, full-time husband, full-time brother, full-time son, and a full-time official. I just went viral on wrestling not too long ago. I was doing my workouts, like as an official. Someone recorded it, somebody posted it on this, and next thing you know, I went viral on it. So it's kind of cool when you go to wrestling tournaments and you have all these parents and wrestlers want to take pictures with you, and you're like, what? It's pretty cool. But I always tell the wrestlers, education, education, education. So I'm waiting. No, it's not working. The PowerPoint's not working? Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. I'll just do a cappella. So we're going to go quick here. So a cappella is cool too. So let's talk about the don'ts. Do not give your cell phone out to the parents. Because guess what? They're going to call you. They're going to text you. Like crazy nights, like at 10 o'clock, and you're getting a call, and then your wife's like, who's calling you? I'm like, it's one of my parents. Hold on. And then you have to show, like, it's a parent calling. And the parent's calling, yeah, you know what, Tim, can he do extra credit? I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm like, yo, Tim doesn't even do homework at all, like 0. He does nothing, and I'm like, he wants extra work? I'm like, nah. So I always think when you guys are going into the classroom, I want you to think about your story right now. Think about your story. And I want you right now to close your eyes, and I want you to think about your obstacles, your struggles, and how has that changed your life of you being here right now at this moment, in this time. And I want you to take those challenges that you had, and I want you to think, what about your students' challenges, your future students' challenges? You're going to be the person they look out for every day. So one of the things my colleague, Dr. Tejeda, was saying, that I also suffer from imposter syndrome. So every time I worked for San Marino City Unify, and that's where my life changed. My 5th grade teacher, Ms. Linda Brown, God bless you. I don't think she's dead yet, but she was amazing. African-American teacher, took a liking in me, and because of her, I'm a teacher. Thank you, Ms. Linda Brown. So in 4th grade, it was the worst experience for me. So our teacher, Ms. Rodriguez, I'm going to call her name out, Ms. Rodriguez, wherever you're at. That's messed up. So Ms. Rodriguez, she's talking about college. So she says, does anyone know about college? So I said, what's college? She looks at me straight in my face and says, "Somewhere you're not going." And I was like, ooh. I had no idea. The kids laughed, but I still had no concept. Then I go to middle school. You know, our Spanish-speaking students, right? English was a very, very difficult thing for our family to learn because we're the first of our family. Now think about you guys that are the first generation college students. Just think about that, the power of that. So the custodians were teaching us English at this particular middle school because there wasn't money budget for us, the English language learners. The disservice, right? And I think about that all the time. Like, what are we doing for our students? And my next question, what can we do for you, the future? You are the future. You are the gatekeepers. I think about it this way. You're going to be teaching the future doctors, the future police officers, firemen, the future professors. That's going to be you. I want you to think about that. The power that you have to impact. And I think about Cal State, what it gave me. It gave me las ganas. It gave me the structure I needed. Because I didn't have that. Cal State, thank you. Thank you for what you do. This program, oh, it's gone. Okay, cool. Yes. Okay, cool. Sorry. So real quick, you guys, this is my family. My beautiful wife of 24 years. So I saw her, the first time I saw her, I was vice president of my college fraternity. My friends were trying to spit game. I go, no. I'm pulling rank. I'm going to spit game. If it doesn't work, then you guys can spit game. In the fraternity lifestyle, that's kind of how it works. You know, we have a hierarchy. So I spit game, and it worked. So yeah, it was great. Okay, let's see here. Do I click here? Or? I'm new to this, by the way. It's good to know. Oh, sorry. Okay, so real quick, as you can see, just a couple things. When I was at Cal State San Bernardino, I got an Outstanding Graduate Student of the Year, 2003, and I cried when I got that award. Outstanding Student Leader of the Year, and I cried. That was like a week and a half, like back-to-back weeks. So I was like in cloud 9. Delta City Mackay, like a month later, I got Hall of Fame in 2003. So 2003 was the biggest year for me. Loma Linda Children's Hospital gave me Hometown Hero of the Year. You can Google that, and my name will pop up. I still don't know how I got that, but it was pretty cool. 30 under 30 Assembly Member People Making a Difference. That's when I got it when I was principal. Because I was the youngest principal in Southern California, so I got it through the 30 under 30. And then in wrestling, San Antonio High. Sorry, thank you. San Antonio High Hall of Famer in 2017. I'm a high school wrestler because I got bullied. The first 2 days of high school, I got bullied. My friend got bullied, and we had to do something about it. And he said, "Let's join the wrestling team." I'm like, dude, I'm not going to wear the tights, bro. I'm not going to wear the tights. So I'm glad I wore the tights. I'm glad I was able to defend myself. So now I tell my students, yo, I'm a wrestler. Be careful with those guys that have the cauliflower ear. Don't mess with those guys because they're grapplers. And then, of course, just recently, 2024, the Judy Rodriguez Watson College Education Hall of Fame. I mean, it's just amazing. My college degrees, we talked about them already. I'm looking forward. So it's my 4th college degree from California State University, San Bernardino. Coyote for life, baby. Yes, aspire to be great. I see future doctors in here. Please, come to Cal State. Get your doctorate degree from Cal State. Trust me, it's going to be life-changing. What I told my mom was this: Mom, you have 2 walking ATMs. Get this. So we did something crazy in 2015. My brother and I got together. We said, listen, let's take Mom out of the hood and let's buy her a dream house. So we did the impossible. My brother and I, we split the mortgage, and my mom has a 5-bedroom, 2-story house for herself. We call it the castle, the Luna Castle. So again, dream big, aspire to that. But it gets better. Last year, I saw my mom she was like not liking her car. It was breaking down. So I did a G-stat. I said, Mom, come on now, I got you. Took her to the dealership. I said, Mom, pick the car you want. She's like, what are you talking about? Mom, I'm buying you your car today. So we bought her dream car a year ago. So yes. So again, it all happened here. Starts with here. College, dream big. And I always tell students, it's with your heart and your brain. Okay, so we're going to skip that. Objectives, just make sure we're going to define trust, okay? We're going to go quick here. The do's and don'ts. Do get to know your students. Do tell them your educational journey. Do work on building relationships. And do show them that you care. Many teachers would tell you, don't do that. I got guilty of it. 20 years in education, 20 years. And everybody would tell me, don't show them that you love them. Don't show them that you care. And that was the old regime. New regime. You're the new regime. Show them that you care. Show them that they should be able to trust you. because that's the best feeling in the world when they're having a bad day and they can come and talk to you. Can I talk to you? And you can say, absolutely, 100%, talk to me. And then you don't know if they're going hungry. I had a situation where kids are going hungry. Okay, I got you. So I would go to the office. I'm like, hey, I'm going to sponsor that. I'm going to put $100 in that. Now you may think, man, he's balling. No, I'm not balling. I mean, my teacher salary is great. I tell my students my little teacher salary, but think about it this way. I have 3 college degrees, been teaching for 20 years. Yeah, it's very nice. And then plus, I DJ at night. I moonlight as a DJ, right? And I get down. We get good DJing gigs. I got like 6 quinceañeras in April. So I told the wife, whatever you want, I got you. And then we referee. So high school sports are big, and we've been doing that, and that's been a blessing since day one. Don't come to work upset. It's like refereeing. You come to work, they're going to know you're upset. And they'll ask you, are you okay? And I was like, what? Like, so I'm upset sometimes because I haven't slept because I'm working on my homework, right? I'm working on my essays, my doctoral program has been very challenging, but very amazing. Dress appropriately. You're the professional. So dress to impress, right? So sometimes you're like, what? Sometimes maybe you don't feel like dressing up. Just dress to impress. Make sure you look the part because they're looking at you. They know exactly what you eat, at what time. They're like, oh, it's time for your Red Bull. I drink Red Bulls, by the way. And we have this thing called kashimi because this kid was like, that's kashimi. So we took it because that kid was always being bullied. So we took his word and made it popular. And now we always say it. So kashimi it is. Don't be alone in your classroom with students. A lot of times these students want to come in. You're like, no, hold. You know the rule. Step outside. Because you don't want to be, because right now we live in a world, like as Dr. Tejeda was saying, social media and recordings and everything else. Just don't put yourself in that situation. Don't put yourself in a position where your reputation can be tarnished. I'll give you an example. We had a couple years back, we had one of our custodians at another district. He scared some of the younger ladies. He jumped out, and he got reprimanded for that. He was paid unpaid administrative leave because he did that. Because he triggered something on that. So I always tell people, and I tell our young men, just be cordial, right? You know, I me too, like I'll do fist pump. I'm not trying to hug. I don't want to be accused, oh, he's hugging too hard. So it's a different world we live in. So we just got to be up in our game. Jokes, there's some jokes can be appropriate that you will say to your friends at the fraternity house or somewhere else, but there's some jokes that you don't say inside the classroom or to your colleagues because everybody's listening. And they'll know that he said this joke about this. What? Yeah. Chisme caliente. Okay. So real quick, I want you to think about this. Think about your first day when you get your first day on the job. You're going in, you're excited. You're all ready to go. What type of letter would you write yourself? I want you to think about it right now. Would you write a motivational letter? Would you say, hey, I'm ready for the school year. I'm ready for the challenges. Because the challenges, let me tell you, my friends, they're tough. Homelessness is tough. Okay? Not only, but the teachers, we go through stress too. It's an independent, individual profession, but we gotta love it, right? COVID taught us this. I needed to talk to my colleagues. I need to talk to my colleagues to make sure that we can corroborate and communicate, correlate, and make sure that we're getting everything across. Our profession is a lonely profession. Administration, very lonely. Teaching, lonely. But that's okay. Because of the impact that we're doing, that you're going to do, is amazing. The lives that you're going to change, just know that. You're changing lives, facts. And as the kids would say, no cap. Okay, we'll go to the next. Oh, my bad. Okay, getting to know you. Okay, so real quick, what school district would be your first choice? I want you to think about that right now. I know we talked about Rialto. I'm in Rialto Unified. We talked about Riverside. San Bernardino was in the house. I'm a product of San Bernardino schools. I always try to represent San Bernardino to my best. In fact, I was talking to Dr. Morales. I go, in the future, I might be coming back. So that's what it all started. So I did a carousel of districts. I was following the money. Shame on me. Sorry for that. So San Bernardino hired me. I worked in San Bernardino. Then Colton got the big pay raise. So I followed Colton. Yes. Colton got the big praise. I'm excited. I was in Colton for a year. And then Fontana got the bigger pay raise. So I go to Fontana schools. I'm there for 2 years. And then guess what happens? Rialto Unified got the bigger pay raise. So I go to Rialto, and everybody's saying, dude, you follow the money. I'm like, yes, I am. I'm not going to lie. Like, I got my family to feed. So now I've been in Rialto for the past 10 years, and I've been loving it. And I'm at the moment, the only way I leave Rialto is if I become an administrator somewhere else. but I'm really happy with Rialto Unified. In fact, when I got the Hall of Fame award, they bought 3 tables to be there for me. And they even gave me a private photographer from our district to take pictures of my family and I, and it was amazing. Yeah, yes. Okay. Oh, any questions at the moment? Yes.
Hi there. My name is James Garcia. I'm also a sub for Fontana as well.
Cool.
My question is, what advice would you give to a student teacher who is struggling to connect with their students?
I think you need to humble yourself, right? I think sometimes as men, we want to be the alpha, but it's okay to let our guard down. It's okay to tell them. Like, I'll give you an example. The kids will be like, I'm growing taller than you. I'm like, cool. Are you going to make more money than me? That's the question. And the kid's like, oh, I'm like, just saying. You want to call it out like that. I just think you need to humble yourself and like to know them personally. And like get to know, do they play sports? If they're not playing sports, what are they doing for fun? I like to do that. So how I do it is through Google Classroom. So I'll come up right now. On my Google Classroom, I'll share that with you. But on the Google Classroom, the kids will tell me if they're having a bad day. And if they're having a bad day, they won't know who's having a bad day, but I will. And after I'll look at the data, I'll go to that student. I'm like, are you okay? I go, do you talk to the counselor? She goes, please. And that's how we do it. And that's how they know you care. Because let me tell you this, my colleagues, future leaders, future teachers, they can smell when you're lying. They can smell if you're like a faker. Kind of like a relationship, right? Like I always say this, and I say this to my wife a lot. Back in the days, like, oh, babe, I love you, I love you. You always say it, right? Honeymoon stage, 3 years, I love you, love you. But do you show that you love you? Like now I'm showing it because we're taking vacations. In fact, we're flying out of Cancun on Saturday. Okay, Cancun, 8 days. My family deserved that because, you know, I work hard. Oh, any more questions? Yes.
Hi, so my name is Kimberly. I work for San Bernardino School District, and I was wondering, what would you say the benefits what are the benefits of being a teacher?
Okay, cool. So the first benefits, let's talk about finances, right? So let's think about it this way. If you work in San Bernardino, you're going to work 187 days, which is pretty amazing, right? You get the summers off, and if you want to work summer school, there's more money there. There's trainings always for more money. So someone's like, what? I was talking to someone, what I was going to tell you, like, don't tell them that. I'm like, I'm going to. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to work your salary plus get extra pay. So I do home and hospital. I've been doing home and hospital for the past 15 years. Let me tell you, that has been the most rewarding experience of my life. So the kids that I deal with are kids with cancer, kids who are, have Crohn's disease, kids who, in our district, they're going through a lot of bulimia. Students are going through a lot of issues with bulimia. So having those stories and them being successful, like 3 years ago, they had told me I was going to, a young lady, 11 at the time, she had ovarian cancer at 11. Blew my mind. And when they told me when I had her, they said, there's a possibility she could die. I was like, no way, there's no way. In my mindset, there's no way. I had her for 2 years. She passed away 2 years ago. So I took it very hard because I was in denial. But the relationship that I had with that family is still going. So I gave, her name is Estrellita. Estrellita, I gave her, I went to Hawaii and I gave her, I can't even think right now. You know the beads, what do you call those? I blanked out. The lei with beads. Really nice one. So what they do now is they give that to every one of their children. When they get promoted, they're always going to wear it all the way out. And again, relationships. So 187 days you work, right? You get the summers off, you get the spring break off, you get 2 weeks off in San Bernardino. The benefits are amazing. In Rialto Unified, we get Kaiser. San Bernardino does not. But if you go to Corona Norco Unified, those that work in Corona Norco, they get paid a lot of money, but the benefits are not the best. So you want to go with benefits like dental, your medical, what's really good, and what's going to accommodate your family, because sometimes they can only accommodate you for 2 or 3. You want the whole package. You take care of your family. So I'm a true believer, if every district takes care of you, you're going to stay there for the long run. I'll give you an example right now in our district. A district did something pretty wild, which I've never seen before. This is public knowledge, so you can Google it, you can see it. So 12 administrators, for whatever reason, they're going back to the classroom after next year. So there are 3 principals that are moving back to the classroom setting. Now, we can all say, oh, what would happen? But we don't know their stories. We don't know what would happen. I just know that they're in education, and I always think, educators, you can be the best teacher of the year, but you do something horribly wrong, your reputation is tarnished, you're done, right? So it's always us to protect our reputation. So I always tell my wife, I promise I'm not gonna tarnish our reputation or the last name. And I tell that to my students as well, too. Oh, let me go back to this. I'm gonna create this real quick, so let me just go, I'm really proud of this. So this is mine, my dissertation, what I'm working on right now. This will be published. You guys get the first look at it. So this is the Octagon Matrix of Motivation and Inspiration by yours truly, Juan Carlos Luna. And I got this idea because I'm doing my dissertation on what inspires and motivates students of color who come from low socioeconomic areas, such as the south side of San Bernardino. So it's powerful because the south side right now is struggling. It's tough, it's bad. I'm working with our third ward councilman, Mr. Juan, see if we can get some programs going for that community. It's in desperate need. And the number one, for example, going back to your question, I think, why do we do what we do? We improve our financial situation, breaking the cycle of poverty. I know Dr. Morales was talking about his salary was at 37. I think my first teacher's salary was at 36,000, and I thought I was rich. I go, Mom, we're rich at 36,000, like we're rich. And then, that wasn't even the truth. Number 2, status on the educational level, right? You want to have that status. Think about it. You're the first of your family. Raise your hand if you're first of your family getting a degree. Let's give you guys a round of applause. That's amazing. Be prideful of that. Sell that story. Sell it to wherever you want to sell it, because guess what? Definitely, it's not considered showing off. It's considering you've accomplished something that many people cannot do. You're about to graduate and about to become a professional. Good for you. So number 3, change of life goals. Number 1, of course, vacation, travel, interest, investments, retirement, financial stability. So I love that. I'll give you an example. No cap, and I'm not trying to flex, but because of my sports, and I do so well, and I'm one of the assigners in our area, and there's always work for sports, kind of helps us out. I was able to do something crazy. I had a dream. I go to Disneyland, Disney phenom. I'm an adult, I go to Disney, I'm going tomorrow morning for the rope drop. I know, last night I was at Disneyland, I know I'm crazy, but I need that for my mental health. Find, if you can write this down, find something to do to keep your mind and keep you happy and healthy. Your mental health is important. And boys and girls, in the machista culture, I grew up in the machista culture, Mexican culture, mental health was like, cállate, ponte las pilas. That's what my tios would say, ponte las pilas. I still don't know what that really means, but you guys know what I'm talking about, ponte las pilas. I have no, my tios will say that. And I don't think my grandma, but I'm about this shit. So I go to Disneyland, and a lot of my thought process, a lot of my dissertation comes from Disneyland. So I'm gonna quote Disneyland on my report. Thank you, Disneyland. Okay, next one, proving people wrong. Everybody with me. I want you to be like, say that with me. Proving people wrong. Come on, we can do a better job. Proving people wrong. So let me tell you, that's gonna be your motivation. Having the target on your back, especially as Dr. Tejeda was saying earlier, you have your cousins who are gonna hate on you. Family, especially family, boys and girls, you know this. 3 minutes, I got 3 minutes. Okay, family will be the people that will really put you down. Okay, let me go finish this up quick. So 5, job advancement opportunities, interest in studying certain subject areas, becoming the expert, building relationships with colleagues and the professors, passionate about your future goals, home, vehicle, purchases. And again, I'm gonna give a shout out to the, because also signifies the fire and motivation that every student has, but also, I'm a wrestler, so the octagon is the wrestling. It's like a shout out to my wrestling. So I'm almost done here. Sorry. Okay. Oh, let me go back to that, and I'll end it with this one. Students who do not trust their teachers or fellow students cannot learn efficiently because they invest their energy calculating ways to protect themselves instead of engaging in the learning process. Number two, authentic behavior consists of 3 basic aspects: accountability, avoiding manipulation, and being real. Again, being real, rather than simply paying the role. 3, authentic leaders do not exploit or use others. They respect them. And number 4, fostering open communications can give schools a strategic advantage. So bottom line is this: you are the future. We need you. Do not think twice. It is a great profession. You have the summers off. You're going to get paid. If, you have the option of getting paid 10 months or 12 months, however you want it, or 11 months. We need you. Don't think twice. And then I'll end it because I have like a minute and a half. I'm always the male teacher, male Hispanic teacher on campus, and I'm always confused with if I'm the custodian. So I ended with this crazy story. My first job interview that I got, the district will remain nameless. So I'm dressed very nice, excited to go in to become a teacher, get my classroom. And this lady comes running, goes, "You're in the wrong line." So she sends me to the other line, and they can't find me. The lady then comes back running, goes, I'm so sorry. This is for the custodial job. And I was like, what the heck? And that was the first time I felt racism as a professional. And I said, I'm gonna let the hood come out. But I'm like, no. They're gonna get the better of me. I was like, you know what? If that's how you treat your employees or your future employees, I don't need to be here. I'm gonna end it with any questions? Any questions? Yes. I know Norma too. Hey.
Yeah, so I've actually known Juan for 22 years, and he married my sorority sister.
Ooh, let's go. Thank you, Norma. Thank you.
Who has inspired you to achieve your full potential?
Can you repeat the question?
Who has inspired you to achieve your full potential?
I'm gonna say my wife and my daughters. I'm back in with my doctoral program because my oldest said, "Dad, I'm not going to college." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "I never seen you struggle." I'm like, "What?" So that's how it started. So I think my daughters, giving them the best life. And today I asked one of them, "Do you like being my kid?" He goes, "Dad, I love being your kid." I was like, "Oh, so cool. Thank you." Yes, questions.
I'm looking forward to my first year of teaching.
Oh, cool.
And of course, I'm thinking about the interview process and getting inside the classroom. And one of the things I just don't know how to tackle, which hoping you can help with, is
I have your answer.
the profession. I want to change the world. I want to change curriculum. I want to do a lot of changes. But I'm going into a profession or into a school that already has boundaries, already has in place. How should we approach that? Should we go in with ourselves? Do we accommodate and then?
I got you on this one. You ready? You guys ready to write this down? This is very important. No one told me this until years later. If whatever district you want to go to, do your homework first of that district. Find out what's important. Find out their mission, their goals. Find out what is, if it's an academic school, if it's not, if it's an athletic school, what is it that's important? What are the priorities of that school? Is it the teachers? Is it, and then look at the curriculum they're using. Is it McGraw-Hill, Human Mifflin? What is it they're using? Is it Harcourt? Find out what they're doing. And when you go there and you can say, well, and they ask you a question like, well, I was looking at Harcourt. And then you say Harcourt. And I thought about this. Maybe they could change it on that. You will drop the mic on there like, this is over. She's getting hired. Because let me tell you, I aspire to become a superintendent one day. And I'm looking for people with just like you guys. Just being open-minded, being ready to go, because guess what? I want you, if I'm a superintendent somewhere, and be like, I'll be Dr. Luna at that moment, right? Dr. Luna, I remember you. I'm like, let's get you an interview. Because guess what? It's about me taking care of you, and you taking care of me, because at the end of the day, happy teachers equals happy students equals happy parents, and happy parents equals happy community. Thank you so much.
Say thank you to Mr. Juan Carlos Luna, the future Dr. Juan Carlos Luna. Thank you all for coming tonight. We hope for those of you who are interested in pursuing teaching that you choose the multiple subjects credential program here at CSUSB. You have the potential to change lives forever. So I hope that you will pursue that if that's a passion of yours. So thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.